Brand new fragrance alert. This is Gucci Guilty Essence. I was actually a bit blindsided by this one. I had no idea they came up with this. This is available at Sephora. And of course, I own every single Gucci Guilty fragrance that I think has ever been released. I have the original, I have the Intense, I have Gucci Guilty Black, I have the Elixir, I have Absolute. I purchased so many of them throughout the years. And of course, with this one just being announced, I knew I eventually had to get my hands on a bottle. This is Gucci Guilty Essence. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this in just a second, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on the brand new Gucci Guilty Essence, it's a brand new fragrance release. I'm going to tell you what I think of it as far as the notes, smell, performance, comparisons, all that good stuff is concerned. But I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So, are you a fan of the Gucci Guilty line? If you are, drop your comment down below and let me know what you think. So, it's interesting because with Gucci Guilty Elixir, we had a really wonderful fragrance that actually was getting compared to Pegasus by Parfum de Marly, or Pegasus Exclusive, one of them. But it definitely gives off this creamy almond, vanillic, clean jasmine type of a vibe. And I believe the perfumer for that is Canton Biche. Here, the perfumer is Jacques Huclier, who's also done the original, and I'm sure you know he's also worked on Angel for Men by Thierry Mugler. He is a super accomplished perfumer. But here we have a fragrance that has orange blossom, juniper berries, and ambery vanilla, lavender. So it's a sort of woodsy, astringent, slightly ambery, fresh, aromatic fragrance. The aromatic properties are coming chiefly from the lavender, but the orange blossom gives it a little pizzazz, a little flair, if you will. So how is this going to compare to other Gucci Guilty fragrances? Does it compare to any of them? Is this going to be a brighter version? It's an eau de toilette, pour homme. So it is going to be a bit more diffusive than the Elixir, but nevertheless, I'm going to give you my thoughts on this one in just a moment, so make sure to stay tuned. So right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get this bright, citrusy, refreshing component from it. And looking at the note breakdown, you're not going to see anything bergamot or orange or grapefruit or lemon, nothing, right? But it does have the citrus appeal in the opening, right? So it opens up fresh, citrusy, maybe a touch of bergamot, nothing that will make you pinpoint a specific type of citrus. No, not like, oh, that's lemon. It just opens up with this sort of nondescript but very likable citrus personality. And then right away, you're going to get this blend of woods, which again, I think is coming from the juniper. So you're going to get this blend of woods. You're also going to get a touch of lavender. So it has this aromatic quality in the heart as well, and the orange blossom, right? Now, the orange blossom is not floral at all, right? I've smelled a lot of fragrances that have either iris or violet or something in there, and I'm like, oh yeah, this one definitely smells floral, or even jasmine, something like Aqua di Gio comes across smelling a bit like jasmine and lily, and it has this clean floral personality. This one, not so much. It's more aromatic, but they took it in a very traditional way. I think a lot of really recent releases, or more recent releases, I should say, are utilizing a lot of clary sage or sclarine, which is a molecule being used quite often. This one, on the other hand, is just keeping it in touch with the lavender, the orange blossom, and I think they did a really wonderful job with this one. Now, here's the thing. This one is going to be very similar to the original, and in my opinion, it's almost identical to Gucci Guilty Black. So I don't know if Gucci Guilty Black has been phased out and now they're calling it Essence. That's the impression that I'm getting, because as I smell it, it reminds me of Gucci Guilty Black. And I love that. That's a good thing, by the way, because I've always said Gucci Guilty Black is the biggest compliment getter from the entire Gucci Guilty line. Now, a lot of people might say the Elixir version is the most interesting one, and a lot of people might gravitate towards that one because they will perceive it or regard it to be niche quality. And look, I get it, right? I totally understand, especially when that comparison is made to something like Pegasus by Parfum de Marly or High Frequency by Inicio, which smells very similar as well. But I think with this one, it has the most complement appeal. So if you're looking for a Gucci Guilty fragrance, not the eau de parfum, not the parfum. And I know those, they add a little bit of rose and they take it in their own special direction. And that's great. I think it's all a matter of personal taste. You got to go out there. You have to try it for yourself. But if you're strictly looking for compliments and mass appeal, I think they did a wonderful job with this one. Is it the one that smells the most of niche quality from the line? No, it's not. Is it the most interesting one or the most complex one? That's up to you to decide. But this is definitely going to be the more versatile compliment getting one that the brand has to offer. And honestly, I think it's really nice. That lavender lasts for several hours. The orange blossom kicks in right away, and it lingers until about hour 5 or 6. So longevity on this one, depending on your skin chemistry, is going to be between 8 and 10 hours, but it's really, really diffusive for like the first hour or two. And then it just becomes quite subtle. But whenever I did wear this one, I also applied on clothing. So I found that it lasted, several hours throughout the day. And even like the next day before you decide if you're going to launder your shirts, you smell it and you're like, oh, I still smell my cologne from the day before. So this one does linger. And of course, as far as longevity is concerned, I do personally get the best longevity from Gucci Guilty Parfum and Gucci Guilty Absolute, even though that's not my favorite. But this one is going to be the compliment getter for sure. Next time you're at, I think Macy's has it as well, but this one is, definitely, I found it at Sephora. This one is amazing. Please check it out. It's a great fragrance, huge compliment getter. But again, if you're a fan of the Gucci Guilty lineup, I think you'll enjoy this one, right? So it depends on your personal taste. So don't listen to what I'm saying. Don't trust me. Use me as a frame of reference, but not a means to an end, right? So you have to ultimately go out there, try it for yourself, try it on your own skin, see how it corresponds with your pH and your skin chemistry, and let that be the ultimate determination and you be the judge as to whether or not you like a fragrance. So that was it. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, truth be told, it's not very unique. It is a flanker, so we're not expecting it to reinvent the wheel. Well, some of them actually did, right? Like Gucci Guilty Absolute and Gucci Guilty Oud, which is also amazing, and that one is super long lasting as well. It has rose and some ambery tendencies. This one, on the other hand, I didn't get much of that ambery vanilla, right? I got the lavender, I got the orange blossom, and I got a little bit of citrus as well with that juniper, which does not smell astringent in this fragrance. So that was a good thing for me. But overall smell, it's going to be a huge compliment getter. Longevity on this one, 8 to 10 hours, depending on your skin chemistry. Projection, really good for the first hour, hour and a half, and then it became a bit more subtle. So it became an elbows length scent right around hour 4 or 5, a skin scent right around hour 8 to 10. As far as the versatility is concerned, so this one, great for casual scenarios, but I can see somebody wanting to wear this one in a formal scenario as well. Personally, wear something like Gucci Guilty Parfum or Gucci Guilty Elixir. I think that would be perfect for a formal scenario. This is more casual for me. Spring and summer, I think, is great, but if you're wearing it in a climate-controlled environment, you can really wear this one whenever you want. And of course, as far as the presentation is concerned, it looks really nice, right? So I love the black and green. I don't know, for whatever reason with the logo and everything, it always gave me Batman vibes. So my final verdict on this one is it's the biggest compliment getter from the Gucci Guilty line. But the same thing can be said about Gucci Guilty Black. So anyway, try it for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I think it's a solid new release. I hope you have the opportunity to try it soon. If you learned anything today, if you found this video helpful in any way, or if you took anything of value from today's episode, please consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.